Alright, so Megumi's coming out. I usually make these types of videos for whenever there's like a good unit, okay? Obviously, I didn't make one on Junpei. I just said don't summon. Okay, very simple there. But here, I think it is going to be pretty important to talk about the GOAT Megumi. Okay, so Megumi is releasing tomorrow, and I have some very important news that I will be streaming the summons almost right away. Probably gonna do at least 100 pulls, probably closer to 150 if I'm being real. And then besides that, if I do pull him, hopefully I will showcase him. Okay, and then we're gonna play through the new event. So we're gonna do those three things. Hopefully we could pull him. I might go to 250 if I don't. And yeah, now if you don't show up to the stream, you could watch the VOD later or watch my summon video and showcase video that's gonna come out probably short after. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't watch right away, but hey, if you're able to make it, you go do that. Link for the stream is going to be down below, and I will definitely be doing at least 150 pulls, my guess. I know y'all like me to summon because you made my stream yesterday get to 700 likes just for summons. So let's talk about Megumi. All right, now quick reminder, a lot of you guys are not subbed, so if you want to sub and like the video, would be great. Now we could hop into Megumi. Goated, by the way, but he is yellow, okay? So, there are a lot of things we have to consider. Number one, right? How many pulls you have, okay? How many pulls you have? So, if you're, like, not looking too good, you might want to save a little bit for Yuta, okay? As of right now, we have to operate under the assumption that Yuta is coming, and what's good is that we're gonna know before Megumi's banner ends, or we'll know what the next banner is, unless they delay Yuta even further. And why is that? Because Megumi's banner ends the 28th, which is in 13 days. So if we see that Yuta isn't coming, which he should, but if we see he's not coming, then we'll just go to Megumi if you want to, right? But I'd say, like, overall, many people should wait. But let's talk about how good he is, because he's actually very good. It mainly revolves... Let me pull this, by the way. We need to check this. All right, I think it's in December, end of December. Yep. So I need to pull up the recollection bits too that we're getting. This is pretty important. So. The ult is his main thing. And it's basically a full passive built into this ult. First of all, it's a single target, very high damage. 1600, okay, is higher than Gojo's, all right, by 600%. Single target though, to be fair. He stuns the enemy. He expands domain for 4 turns. What does he do for 4 turns? Decreases all enemies' damage by 35%. Increases the damage they receive by 45%. AoE, right? This is AoE. So, like, he is a very good support. Now, I like to view him as a premium support because he's a SSR support. But we have a lot of really good SR supports too. So, that's one thing. He gives attack immunity to self for 4 turns. So, he works as a DPS, supports, and then also makes it so he can't die. Decreases own skills cursed energy cost by 5 on both. And then you can see right here, and then unable to fill own alt gauge. Okay, that's the thing. So sure, he can't fill his alt gauge, but then can't take damage, massive debuffs, right? And then makes his skills cost less. Now, his skills are also doing pretty decent damage, not a crazy amount, but when you have domain up, 451% taijutsu, some jujutsu, and then also 225.6% range jujutsu, all of them. And then increase the selected enemy's taijutsu damage received by 60% for 2 turns. Okay? Very good. And this, if you have Itadori, could be amazing, right? If you have Itadori, well, shit. You could use them with Itadori, right? Now, Yuta also is going to work in the future with Yuta, because Yuta does taijutsu and jujutsu damage, and also with Toji, because Toji's purely taijutsu, right? Physical. And then he stuns. Then here, it's an AoE. Now, the AoE is pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. All of this together, hell yeah. Hell yeah. For an AoE, though, very nice. Very, very nice. And then this is insane. When the domain's active, increases the selected enemy's damage received by 99%. Are you kidding me? For 3 turns? It's insane. It's insane. So this Yuta is going to have so many debuffs, going to be doing damage. And then he has an AoE on his skill 2. 2. And then his cursed energy, while in alt, is like really low. Okay? Really low. So this guy just like this is going to be very good. Okay? And then we get into, I think, wait, which one's the banner one? This is going to be, okay, it's going to be this one. This is the banner one. So, it gives equal Jujutsu Taijutsu, fair enough. Decent amount of HP. When Commander Alt skill is activated, recovers own HP by 25%, and then fills own alt gauge by 200 with a cooldown of 5 turns. That is good. His alt gauge increase is very good. Alright, you love to see it. And then with at dupe 3, increases it by 250. He has a very high alt requirement, so that is good. It should have probably been 350, but then it would have been usable on everyone, which is the problem. At the start of the 4th turn from the start of battle, increases all allies' damage dealt by 25% for 3 turns. So, as a supporter, especially with the recollection bit, he's going to be incredibly good. Like, incredibly good, all right? Not even a question about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Like, genuinely just amazing, right? So, we love to see it, right? We do love to see it. Nothing to complain about here. Now, I would say you want to probably get this, okay, because it is really good, right? It is really good. So, there is that. Right? There is that for sure. That this is really good. But, I mean, listen. You don't necessarily need this, I'd say. I mean, listen, it's nice. It's nice, but it's probably not a necessity. There's a lot of other good recollection bits you could use. So just for Megumi, right? For Megumi himself, he is going to be very, very broken. But should you summon? My say right now, okay, what I am saying is right now, probably not. Okay, probably not. It's good, it's great even, but not a necessity when you have someone other than Megumi in yellow who's able to do damage, right? And then you have a bunch of other supporters. So in terms of filling roles, Yuta is not a necessity. Megumi's not a necessity. Where Yuta, the thing is, there's not really another good red DPS right now. And it's like, yeah, also Yuta works as a support while being a good red DPS, which is something you want, right? A healer while being a good DPS. So it's very different circumstances, but he is very good. Okay, we could say that for sure, for sure, for sure. Like 1000% very good. Megumi, okay, for paid players, you're probably gonna want him or gonna want to pull him, and if you do go for him as a paid player, try to get this to dupe 1. Okay, you could push for dupe 3 later with universal shards, but dupe 1 I'd say is gonna be great. All right. I don't know if you need dupes in him necessarily. The extra cursed energy is gonna be great, but also his curse cost does go down, so it should be fine, especially if you have the recollection bit that gives an extra 10 cursed energy. So keep that in mind. But I would say for most free to plays, skip. Okay, what this is essentially is just another 3,000 free cubes you could get, or 3,300 essentially, or 32 about, because the event is going to be giving you about like 2,500 plus. Okay, so it's a free event to get extra pulls for Utah, this one, and then you also have the login, which is kind of shit overall, but it does give another 300 cubes. So those two things together, you'll be getting extra cubes to get Utah, which is, in all, if you skip Megumi's banner, gonna be a good thing. All right, gonna be a good thing. Now, is Megumi a bad unit? No, but then you look at tier list, and then you see supports, and then, sorry, wrong thing. You see supports, and oh, what is this? Yaga, Kaido, Nanami, what's his name? I was gonna say Nobunaga. That's a Hunter character. Gakuganji. Then you got Momo. Then you got Inumaki. Right. There's a lot of good supporters that are SRs. So yes, Megumi works as a damage dealer, but look who's also a damage dealer. Nobara in yellow. So if you're really trying to fill out roles, get a red DPS. Right. Get a red DPS. That's my personal say. And if you're like, oh, but if Yuta doesn't come out, I'm getting Megumi. Then what you should do, right? What you should do is wait, right? Because this banner is going to end on the, the 27th? 28th, right? So you have time. You do have time. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, final call. I will be streaming tomorrow morning, essentially. So pull up for that, right? We'll be doing a lot of stuff. Hopefully a 2-hour stream would be very fun, but at least an hour for sure. So yeah, that's it. Megumi is coming out tomorrow. Infinite Domain Megumi, or Incomplete, not Infinite. Incomplete Domain Megumi is coming out tomorrow, and I will see you guys very, very soon for that. So, yep, bye-bye.